All right, welcome to Conrad Martin from Tech Advisors. Conrad, tell us a little bit about your company.
Okay, David, thank you very much. Thank you for having me. My company is Tech Advisors. I'm the CEO and president. It started at the time, my twin brother and I owned the company together. At the time it started, basically, we were both CPAs. So it started from CPAs, and we take care of a lot of CPA firms. Currently, we take care of 57 CPA firms. We have 18 people in the company. We signed on with Robin maybe 10 years ago, 9 years ago. And at first, we didn't do much with anything. And then we really got involved. She did a road show. We went to the Producers Club. And we actually were up for Better Your Best one year because we didn't really understand MRR. Being CPAs, we just didn't know what it was. And it was crazy because everybody's like, how do you not know that acronym? I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'd never heard it either before I joined up. Yeah.
Yeah. So in 2015, we went from no MRR to 67,500 by the end of that year. All new clients, because my brother wouldn't let me sell to current clients because he was afraid, if we messed this up, we're going to lose clients.
Mess it up, yeah.
Have messed up. So in 2021, after COVID, or like right after that 2020 year of COVID, our clients, and I contend partly they had great IT, we had 4 clients get acquired. And I'm talking clients that were paying us $20,000 a month to get acquired by Mazar. If you don't know who Mazar is, they took care of all of Donald Trump's stuff, and they're a gigantic CPA firm. Others I could name that just a big CPA firms that took our clients from us, and it's nothing you can do about a merger. All you can do is keep moving. And I go back to that quote by Churchill that says, when you find yourself going through hell, keep going. No one wants to be stuck in hell. But we kept marketing. We did the Tech Day, Business Day with your dialogue. We knocked that out of the park. We have the book, the Amazon book that we did. We market that. We put it in our Shock and Odds. We're part of the magazines. We get a magazines come out, and we're constantly doing that. So I think that when we turn to our clients to say, it's time, we've got to get compliance and we've got to get security in. And we know, like the rumor at the Mass Society of Certified Public Accountants, our Tech Advisors are not cheap, but they're worth it. They know what they're doing. But not being, having that on your neck is great, but at the same time, it's tough because you're already charging clients a lot of money. So we just took the Better Look campaign, we revised it, and we said, we're sending this to our current clients. We're not going to give them the ability to say, I'm not doing it. It's too much money. We charge a lot of money for the compliance and the security. So it's not like, well, you cheaped in. No, we didn't. We marked everything up 3 times so that it could actually be considered MRR. So all our security stacks, everything. And we sent a letter, followed up with phone calls, followed up with meetings. And this was in 2022. We had really very little compliance and security. We didn't have a single client say no. We didn't have a single client back out. It took effort. It took time. And I think a good portion of that was because we had set ourselves up as the authority, as TMT, constantly is saying, set yourself up as the authority. I've got so many magazines with my picture on it. I've got magazines with Emmett Smith on it, with Magic Johnson, that we're the editor-in-chief. And I've got the Amazon book. I even did the movie that just launched here in Massachusetts to over 100 people came to it. So I really think the reason we didn't have the pushback is, yes, they needed it, but they still could have pushed back. But secondly, they looked at us. We heard over and over again, and that's where I put the essay. You guys are the experts. You guys are the authorities, and so they signed on and helped us to really grow that part of the business. CPA firms are being acquired. We had 4 acquired in 2021 and 2 acquired in 2022, and combined we lost about $1.5 million of revenue. Yet we ended up $1.5 million up over that period of time. We were $800,000 up in 2021 and $750,000 up in 2022. So although the end numbers aren't as great, they're not bad, but they're not. They could have been better if we hadn't lost those clients. Nothing I can do about a merger and acquisition. What I can say is, we're going to create a campaign and go back and interview them and say, was the quality of your IT part of the reason that it was easy to get you merged to a bigger client? Because why not, right? I thought of that while I was writing the essay. I'm thinking, this is an opportunity we should take advantage of. I really think that we've shown in what we're doing that TMT works. don't be afraid of it. Try something. Like Michael
Yeah.
Bazzani said, do something. You got to do something, and do it again, and do it again. And that's so. Right now, we're doing the Closer Look campaign, the Black Envelope Closer Look campaign, and we're anxious to see the results. I know we'll have results because we're following the steps. We're following what we've been taught.
Yeah.
We had no marketing before we joined TMT. None. We had nothing. So, the fact that we took an $800,000 company 9 years ago and put it into a 4.2 and our eyeing to break 5. Yes, we have great people. We've worked hard, but without the marketing, we'd never have gotten it. Just couldn't.
Yeah. Well, that was going to be my second question, was about the numbers. And I think you did a really good job covering that for people who are watching and saying, well, I'm struggling with the implementation, or I don't feel like I have the time, or I don't know where I would find the time to put into that. Talk a little bit about how you were able to implement, talk a little bit about how you found the time or made the time, or talk a little bit to people who are struggling with that piece of it. How do I actually get it done?
I still have those same questions. I still have those same angst. I do.
Yeah.
Every day I'm like, oh my God, I got to do better, the close look. But once you start doing it, like anything, like, brushing your teeth, it becomes routine. It's still difficult because you got to do it. But once you start doing it and put it in your routine, it all of a sudden becomes a lot easier. And when you start tracking it, it becomes very fun. Because even though you've got to get those, now I'm a CPA and I hate taking care of the old little counting of the beans. But if you don't know how well you did or how poorly you did, so you can adjust it. We've got 4 campaigns ready to launch in 2023, and we've got them all set up to measure the phone calls, etc. Everybody's like, well, how do you do that? It's like, you just do. You just talk to yourself. How many phone calls did you make today? Ask them every day. If you have something like Keep, use Keep. It'll tell you the numbers. You just have to put them in an Excel spreadsheet. It can be real easy, just so that you can see the progression. And so that's what we do.
So make it routine, and then also make the tracking routine, and make the tracking a game where you're kind of celebrating and watching what's the score, how are we doing? Because sometimes it doesn't always lead to a sale, but you can see results, you can see progress, you can see meetings, you can see that you're accomplishing something, you're connecting with people.
100%. That is so true, because measuring, you're busy, but with measuring, you're moving forward. And I'll tell you why. I had a prospect that we talked to that 2 years ago, we sent them the aspirin campaign. And he said, I still haven't taken that aspirin. But then I knew he had the aspirin, right? So I knew it worked. You can't, 2 things that I've learned. I can't determine when mergers and acquisitions are going to happen, and I can't prevent them. I can help people make the acquisition, and then we've got to get back to work. But the other side of it is, I don't know when people are ready to buy. All I know is if I don't stay in front of them and keep pushing to them, they're not going to call me when they need me. Right?
Well, that's that consistency message again, right? And make it a routine and make it consistent and keep going.
Absolutely, 100%. So I think.
Well, I love your idea too, to potentially go back and say, do you think that the IT we provided helped you get acquired? Because talk about a pitch to existing CPA firms. Look, we keep working with people and they keep getting bought. We keep working with people, they keep getting bought. That's a huge sell. When you work with us, we're going to put you in a position where not only are they not going to see that as a negative, they're going to see you as ready to go, and they're going to be happy to bring you over.
That just case, I haven't worked that out yet. I might.
That's good stuff.
But the average partner, they tell us this in the process, so I can't really say who it was, $6 million check. Plus they stay on it a lot of money for the next 2 years. So I think that there could be some traction.
Yeah, I love it. So any advice for people who are either trying to break through or people who are just getting started? What kind of advice would you give them on how to be successful with their marketing, with the way they run their business?
You've got to pick a campaign. I started with the aspirin campaign. One thing I realized, the aspirin would fall into the bottom of the envelope, and we got one sent back to us with crushed aspirin. And this was during 2020 when everybody's like, what is this stuff? So we put a little line on the letter, and we made sure that anybody who's taking the aspirin, they gave it there. The aspirin campaign, the reason I would start with it is it's simple. The message is very easy, and yet it's a lumpy mail effect that when you call someone, they're going to talk about it. Especially since recently someone said, I still haven't used your aspirin. So I just feel it a very powerful campaign, and it's easy. And it's just follow the steps and don't change what she wrote. I got a guy who had The closer look
I've
right
heard that
now.
a couple times now. Don't mess with it. Don't mess with it. Just try it the way it is. Yeah.
Don't just, yeah, it sounds salesy. That's what it is. It's supposed to be sales. You're trying to fix their IT right now. You're trying to get them interested in what you're doing, and the fact show them that you are the right fit for them. So don't mess with it. And that makes it even easier. You don't have to mess with it. Put your logo on, put your name in, and tape the aspirin to it and get it in there. And
Love
make
it.
the calls. Make those calls.
I love it. All right. Thanks, Conrad. We really appreciate it, and wishing you the best, and wish you were here in person, but thanks for joining us virtually.
I'm speaking to a CPA society. That's why I'm at Bentley.
That's a great reason. That's a great reason to miss CPA Society. That's a great way to get in front of the right people.
Right, exactly. Well, thank you very much. I can't wait to meet you. I've actually met you in person, but I was part of the crowd, not one-on-one, but I can't wait to meet you one-on-one, David. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks a lot, man. I'll see you later.
All the best, sir. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.